Steve, are you having video troubles? Well, it's 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Make sure we have everybody on here. But Steve Moore, are you having trouble? We can't see or hear you.
Well, supposing, as a suggestion, that we call the meeting to order, we have a quorum, and then if Steve joins in.
I'll send him a quick text.
I've got 2 call-in users that are just identified by number.
Yeah, one of them is probably me. It's Robert Tobias.
I'm sorry, your name, please?
I'm with the city attorney's office, Robert Tobias.
Ah, okay, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New
And
Year.
I think one of them was Stan. Stan, I think you were calling user 3, but we muted that one.
Okay.
And I can see Stan. The only one I'm missing, Steve, is the only one we're missing.
Yeah, I just sent him a message.
What is up, fire?
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you, Steve. Yeah.
Well, I'm not getting video feed like I usually do. So I'm not sure what's going on. I can see you guys on the computer feed, but I'm not getting a video on to you guys on my phone.
Oh. Well, we can hear you, but we can't see.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm not getting a video feed to you.
Ah.
Got it. Okay.
For some reason. I joined by calling in like I usually do, but I'm not getting. And the other, I did try to join with the WebEx app on my phone.
Steve, since we can't see you, you'll just have to announce your name when you vote.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, if you want to call the meeting to order, I think we're good to go.
Okay. Let's call this meeting of the Board of Review for General and Limited Sign Erectors on January 5th to order. I've got we've got a quorum. We got three visuals and 4 voices. So I've got, has everybody seen the minutes from last month's meeting?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any problems with the minutes from last month's meeting?
No.
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 Steve?
No, I'm good. I'll make a motion to accept, Mr. Chairman.
Fine.
Yes, I'll second it.
Got that, Tony?
Yep, thank you.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded that we accept the minutes from the December 1st, 2020 meeting. Bruce?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Stan?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Okay. Done with that. Somebody got a dog? Okay. Now, we've got, originally, a week ago or so, we had 1 applicant. yesterday, when Tony sent out the agenda, there were 2 other applicants listed. So I think now we have 3 applicants total. However, our general rule of thumb was that we require the submission to be in the hands of the board a week before our meeting. I mean, I myself got an update on this an hour ago and have had 1 day to look at the other 2 applicants. And one of them, until an hour ago, there were no backup documentation submitted. So I put it to the board as to whether we've got one that's been here for a week, which is let me see here. Mr. Sewell has had his, and I don't even see him on the. Are you here, Mr. Sewell?
Yes, I am. I'm not up on your screen.
No.
He's there. He just doesn't have a name for some reason.
Oh, I don't see him at all.
If you put your cursor over the windows, it'll bring up the names, Craig.
I'm sorry.
If you put your cursor over the video, it'll bring up everyone's name.
I don't see him on video.
Can you raise your hand, Mr. Sewell? There he is.
There he is.
I don't see him.
I don't either.
He's not.
What are
He's
you
like
looking at?
Steve.
How many people are on
He's in the same
screen,
room
Craig?
with Steve. Okay, the point of this being, I'd like a motion from the board so we can vote on whether we are going to hear the 2 applications that were submitted sooner than a week ago. Is that clear?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Leanne?
Yes.
So can we have a motion and a second as to whether we're going to hear those 2 applications?
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
let me, could I just say a couple things about, before we do that?
Sure.
I'm not getting anything from either applicant, like photos or anything, except for some menu boards for Mr. Sloan. The other, Mr. Mattingly, I don't have any information for.
I got that about an hour ago.
Okay.
And I do have, there were backup identification from Mr. Sewell. But indeed, the other one is got, that was yesterday's was the menu boards, and today's was a whole bunch of other stuff.
What's the names on the other,
Pardon?
the names of the other 2?
Andrew Sloan and
Mattingly.
Mattingly. We've got 3, David Mattingly.
There's James Rose.
That's the only one you got. You didn't get.
That's the only one I have. James Rose from Zanesville, Ohio.
That's me, and I'm stepping in for Mr. Mattingly because he couldn't be here, and I just found out. That's why I was late getting the stuff to you.
Oh. Okay, well, we're welcome. Happy New Year. We're discussing whether we're going to hear anything but the one we received more than a week ago. Anyway, so and if somebody puts a motion to that, and a second, then we can vote on it. And if we're not going to hear it, we can let you go till next month.
I make a motion to not accept the other two.
I have a motion.
Yep.
I'll second it.
And I have a second. The board will now vote as to not hearing the two late arriving applications. Bruce?
So I understand. So I'm voting to hear or not to hear?
We're voting not to hear them. Chuck's motion was not to hear them.
Then yes, not to hear them.
Stan?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. So Mr. Sloan and Mr. Mattingly and Mr. Rose we will hear your applications in next month's meeting, which is what, the first Tuesday of February. Correct?
Correct.
Jamie?
Correct. That'd be February 2nd.
Okay. So you gentlemen, we're sorry for this technological wonderment that we've got going here, but we will hear your applications in our next meeting.
With more information.
Well, we've got, I think it's probably just lost in the mail, Chuck, because I've got some from everybody. It's just that it arrived, the last of it arrived about an hour ago.
Yeah, I haven't got it even on the computer.
One arrived an hour ago, but none of the others.
The one I have is Rose. That's an application, sign erectors application, but no information.
So the only one we're going to hear is Mr. Sewell. Is Mr. Sewell in the building?
Yes, he is. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, can't see you.
Mr. Chairman, I can't see Mr. Sewell. I did want to ask, I did not hear who seconded the motion. Chuck made the motion not to hear the applications. Who seconded that motion?
I did, Stan Young.
Thank you, Stan.
Huh?
Mr. Sewell, are you in the building?
I'm on the phone. I can see myself in a room with everybody else. Don't know why you guys can't see me, though. I can see Mr. Sewell.
I can see Mr. Soul.
Well,
I've got video.
Who's the gentleman with the beard?
this could be.
I got an AS initials on the picture sheet.
I believe that was Andrew Sloan, and I believe he left because he was one of the applications that were received late.
Oh.
So I think Mr. Sloan and
Craig, you can change the layout, the way that you're looking at your screen. There's a layout button at the top, like you have to hover over it, and then you can select if you want a stage, which puts the person who's speaking large at the top and then the others below, or grid, which will show everybody. Put grid.
Yeah, Craig, why don't you select grid?
Pardon?
For your layout, select grid so you can see everybody.
Well, I don't have anything that says grid on it.
Well, if you see the button that says layout next to the participants tab.
There's Mr. Sewell. I
Okay,
see.
you can see him. Let's go. Let's move on then.
Okay. Mr. Sewell, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys.
So the only people that are left are the people that should be here. Okay. Okay. Now, I was able to view your photographic submission, and well, first of all, let's get the housekeeping over with. We're about to hear the application of Mr. Faustin Sewell. Mr. Sewell, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that what you are about to give us is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you. Okay. Gentlemen, we have the application of Mr. Faustin. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
It's Faustin, but it's okay.
Okay. Mr. Faustin Sewell from Laurelville, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
I've been to the sawmill that's in your town there. Have you gentlemen of the board had a chance to review Mr. Sewell's application?
Yes, I have.
Yes,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I have as well.
Chuck?
Yes.
Okay. And it says here that you're the owner of BMB Sign Install. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But I don't have a date, a from date. I've got a present, but I don't have a from date on your application.
Okay, the from date, it was.
Pardon?
It started basically just last year due to the layoff from Federal Heat. With the COVID stuff going on, I kind of took some opportunities and seen some opportunities that I can just go out and try to do my own thing and grow myself personally and business-wise as my own owner.
Okay, and I see the next on your employment history, the next phase back is from 5/1/19 to 3/20/20, and it's with Morrison Sign Company. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's not correct, Mr. Chairman. The 5/19 to 3/20, he worked for Federal Heat Sign Company, and then the next one below that, he worked from May of 14 to May of 19 for Morrison Sign Company.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you for that correction. So
that experience on that application goes back to 2014.
Okay, so therefore, we've got more than 5 years experience. That's what I was trying to check.
Yeah, that's
well, Mr. Chairman, if you look at his resume, you'll see he actually started back on July 1994 for Total Image. So it looks like he's been in the sign industry for many, many years.
Okay, sounds good to me. And it seems like you have a wealth of experience. If you did include some photographic evidence of that experience. Can you review for the board what your specific role was first of all, has the board seen Mr. Sewell's presentation of experience?
Mr. Chairman, I have. I see a lot of wall signs.
Yeah.
Don't see any demonstration of any pole or monument type signs.
Bruce, have you seen
Well, I do have.
I have seen it, yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I had the same reaction when I looked through the stuff. But be that as it may, can you give to us your specific involvement with those projects that you submitted?
Okay. Starting with, of course, the nationwide signs. Back in total image days, I fabricated those, built those. Designers came out and asked me some information. I gave my information to them about my experience on how it should be built, what it kind of should look like, how it should all be put together for the installs. I made those. I didn't have no pole signs. I just didn't want to submit you guys with too many pictures of being overloaded with pictures. I know you guys are real busy with that stuff. A lot of the wall signs are.
Let me stop you right there. Is that I personally would like to see more of a variety in that submission, for the simple reason that if you were granted this license, you could pull permits on 125-foot highway signs. And the board, in general, would like to see direct experience in signs of that type and signs of all types, but the license would allow you, even if you've never done a high-rise sign, if we granted the license, you could pull a permit to do a high-rise sign. So therefore, we look for a really broad range of experience. So if you've got further examples, it would be nice to see them.
Okay, when would you like to be able to see those?
Well, my own personal feeling is I would like to see them before we vote on giving you a license. And since the way this thing works out, my suggestion would be that we table this until next month's meeting, which will give you an interval during which to submit these extra sign types.
Okay, I understand that. My thing is, I said I'm my own man right now, so 125-foot high rise would not be in my scope of work, and I understand that you need to have it for the giving the permits and all.
Well, what we need to be convinced of your experience and technical ability, and have the technical ability to fabricate and install signs of more than wall signs and more than small ground signs.
I fabricated and built 325 high rises, 350 high rises. I never had just building those signs personally coming up through the sign business. I never took pictures of those, and even if I did, they were so long ago, I may not be able to have those. But I have built them. So I can go out and get you a picture, but it wouldn't. The way things have changed now, they aren't the same as when I built them.
Mr. Chairman, could I speak about it?
Sure.
Austin, this is Steve Moore. Did you work on the signage at Tanger Outlet in 2016?
Yes.
Did you and I not get into the same bucket truck and look at the roof of the building on the south side because it was missing electric?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure you're who I thought you are. You probably got a lot of experience with Morrison Sign and maybe even the others in fabrication, as you spoke to for high-rise or pole signs. And I can understand how you wouldn't have those pictures being an employee. I too would suggest that you table this so that we can round up some photographs and some more evidence of your experience with ground signs. You've got plenty here showing us with the wall signs, but I would suggest, as the chairman has it, you table it so you can get time to gather up evidence of ground sign work you've done. Because I've watched you work, I know how you work, but I think the other board members would enjoy seeing some of that experience. Does that make sense?
Okay, so I mean, it's like I said, with high rises and just pole signs, just give you some pictures, Mr. Newberry, on on what I've done and replace, fix, and you want pictures of those, not including what I sent, but just some of ground signs that are on poles and everything else.
Yeah, of a variety of heights.
Yeah, get us some experience on your ground signs, and when you come back, you can tell us what your experience was and what your involvement was in each one, so we can gauge your experience in the installation of ground signs.
Okay.
So,
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Now, you realize that if Mr. Sewell is not planning on installing high-rise signs or big signs, he still has the option for the limited sign erectors, which allows for, as you know, the engagement of the erection, maintenance, and removal of graphics no more than 64 square feet in area, limited to 16 feet in height, and not installed over the public right-of-way. So if those are the only types of signs Mr. Sewell's looking to install, then he can apply for that license today.
Well, I
would like to just do the whole thing, because at 64 square foot is not a lot of air. If you wanted to do wall signs like channel letters and stuff like that, I'm only limited to A, B, and C. I don't want to be limited to A, B, and C. I want to be able to do everything. I mean, I know enough people, if that comes up, I can partner with to be able to do stuff like that. I just don't want to limit myself at this moment to just 5 foot of square footage.
It's 64.
I want to say that the reason I didn't go there, Jamie, was because in his submission he had a couple of projecting signs that were certainly higher than the 15 feet stipulated by the limited license, and I was trying to give him a chance to not have to revert to the lesser license.
Okay, I was just throwing it out there.
Now, do we need?
No, like you said, the Jeff Ruby's and the Gable signs, they were both projecting signs. Jeff Ruby's is downtown.
Right.
Like that had a lot of stuff to it. If you need to see more pictures, I can come up with more pictures for you guys.
I just noticed a lack of larger ground signs. That's my thing. I mean, I was perfectly happy with the projecting signs. You know, there's 2 of them there. I figure you can do projecting signs. So okay. Do we need a motion to let him table it, or can he say just, I want to table it, and we go on from there?
You make the motion.
Okay. Can I have a motion to the effect of tabling Mr. Sewell's application until next month's meeting?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion to table the application to next month's meeting.
Thank you, Steve. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, voting. Chuck?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Stan?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. We appreciate your patience with us.
No problem. I appreciate your patience with me as well.
Thank you. See you next month.
All right.
We'll hear yours first.
Okay.
Because you were soonest.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bruce?
What was that?
I thought you said something.
I said thank you to him.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
So, I having no further business, having dispensed with this in reasonable manner after the Tony, after the 2017, I looked at that and went, huh? So
I don't even know how that happened.
Jamie, did we have any photographs or any other evidence from Mattingly and the anything other than the menu boards for the other one, Sloan?
No, I was going to make the suggestion that he go for a limited license because all I saw was menu boards.
Yeah, but I'm on the fence with that. I need to see more even for a limited license.
Okay, well, that's, we can get into that next time, but I was all set to, because in looking at his submission, my assumption was based on that all he does is menu boards.
Yeah, there's the company that he's working for is a nationwide installing company, and I think we've actually had one or two more before him that have come to us for licenses for these menu boards, and I don't remember the results, but I remember seeing them. As a sign company, we've been approached to do these kinds of installs, so I think I know where he's coming from for his request for a license. But that's why I want to see if he has another reason for a license, and obviously experience, if we're going to give him a license to work with illuminated signs other than the menu boards, even on a limited basis.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I guess we can get into that next month, because unless you call him, Jamie, and indicate Steve's concerns and see if he's got any further.
I don't have anything on either one of them, so I don't know if there's anything other than that submitted. So,
Steve, are you talking about Sloan or Mr. Rose?
Mr. Sloan, I put him away, but I think I only have the menu board. I think he's the one that's wanting to do the menu boards. The other guy doesn't. I didn't any kind of photos or experience.
Right. I can address that. He submitted David Mattingly submitted an application Thursday, which we received Thursday. It was forwarded to you yesterday. In my follow-up email, I always ask for more pictures. The reply was, well, Mr. Mattingly can't make the meeting. Mr. Rose, his business partner, will be attending instead. And then about 5 minutes before the meeting started, he sent a bunch of pictures, which, had we heard them, I would have opened up the email and shared them on the WebEx. But as of right now, I'll forward them to you. But I didn't think it was pertinent to do that 5 minutes before the meeting.
Yeah, I got you. I understand. Okay. That's all I got.
Okay. So I guess we can
this meeting is really kind of going to the dogs,
My cats have been quiet. Yeah, okay, so I believe that we can have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Steve?
Yes.
Okay, Chuck?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Again, it's been virtually real.
Yeah. Well, I got all dressed up and y'all didn't get to see me.
Well, we're looking forward to that.
All right, I'll see y'all next month.
Okay.
All right.
Happy New Year.
See you, everybody.
Hi, guys. Happy New Year.
All right. See you, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Take care. Happy New Year.
Goodbye.
Tony, condolences.